This trip's already off to a disaster. I can't get to back on to the Mamiya RB67. I've been sitting here for probably 20 to 30 minutes doing this. So, I'm just gonna give up. Use my new camera. Nikon F3. I'm a Nikon boy now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is how the trip started off, which rendered my Mamiya RB67 useless to me because, well, it had outsmarted me. Luckily, Shellie and some friends were there to witness how smart I am. That felt great. We started off our coastal trip in Davenport to see Shark Fin Cove.
Right by the scenery.
Cute jacket.
Oh yeah, he says.
What? It's one of my favorite spots to see, and it's just so easy to get to and have a good time that I keep going back. This was a quick trip, so we didn't have too much time for photos, and tonight was the only night that I would get my beloved landscapes. Therefore, the issues that I had with my Mamiya crushed my dreams, because I was really hoping to get some shots on it. The only thing that made it worse was not only my Mamiya outsmarting me, but so was my tripod because I forgot the tripod plate, the part that connects the tripod to the camera. So this is how I was feeling as we were waiting for sunset to happen.
Help me, Tom.
Help! Help me! You have anything to say?
Sorry, I had to watch this one.
After I'd gathered myself and my Nikon F3 talked me off the ledge, quite literally, we got back to business and I went into uncharted territory because I was shooting Cinestill 800T. And this was the first time that I had shot that film stock, or if you've watched my previous videos, Above the Flames, I said the same thing. And I feel like I can say the same thing because those two videos, they were shot the same week, and I hadn't developed the shots from this trip to Santa Cruz before I'd gone on the plane, so I never saw how it was going to go. But it just seemed right to shoot Cinestill 800T for both trips. Now my wife Shellie, she shoots, wow. Now my wife Shellie, she shoots film as well on the seashore. That's a lot of shiz. But she has the Canon AE1 with a 28mm lens, and here are some of her pictures. Now I would say Shellie's got a pretty good eye most of the time, because right after these photos we were killing time waiting for the sunset, and Shellie was insisting that she was seeing a whale or something in the water off in the distance. And because she's my wife, well, that means that she's always right.
Help me! See, you see that?
No.
Like, there's tiny, and I don't think it's a rock.
Out there by the water?
Yeah.
By that cloud? A whale?
I swear. Like.
Shellie didn't believe me at first, but I said, hey, these high clouds, they might light up a different color. They just might do it.
To the right of that? Like, yeah, to the right of that.
She's on whale watch.
And then, so now you're looking straight to where the cluster of birds.
Hold on.
Zero spot. And then you
Hey, why do you think it's called Shark Fin Cove?
I don't know. There's really no reason why it would be called that. There's not even a landmark.
Why'd they smush its face in?
What?
The shark's face. You got smushed it.
Ask a local. Maybe they know.
Santa Cruz local.
Yeah, the legend says back in 1833 that nothing happened.
Oh, okay.
So it was getting later, and Shellie was getting hungry, so she was asking the important questions in life.
Is there Chili's in Fresno?
Yep.
Now, after explaining to her that yes, there is a Chili's in Fresno and that she had happened to drive past it almost every day for 6 months, we had lost a little bit of light.
And I want those clouds right there behind the Shark Fin and Shark Fin Cove. That's the goal. Whew.
What are you shooting with?
Nikon F3. I'm shooting Cinestill 800T, and it's the first time I've ever shot something like this, so dilly.
Well, the sky decided to light up and give us some nice pinker tones, and I was pleased with the photos. They had just that shade of pink that makes for a beautiful sunset. And I feel like Cinestill 800T was a great film stock for tonight. Fast enough to shoot handheld, but there were some colors in there that were just true to what I was actually seeing. Overall, I'm happy with how these shots turned out. Although I had my debacle with the Mamiya 6.7, everything turned out just fine. We headed out from here and said goodbye to my buddy Sam and then headed to dinner. Now, dinner was one of the highlights of my Santa Cruz trip because Shellie and I got to spend some time with Jordan and Kaylee, my brother and sister-in-law. So we went to grab dinner, and I had done some digging on Google, and you know how Google can be misleading sometimes? I mean, I believe everything that I read on the internet. So we found this absolute gem of a restaurant called the Shadowbrook, and when I looked it up, it looked like a fun place. Mainly because you got to ride this trolley down a hillside to the actual restaurant. But what I didn't realize and what I didn't see on the website was that there was a dress code, and we were a little underdressed for it, but they still let us in. It's an amazing restaurant. If you ever go to Santa Cruz, you gotta go. Amazing food, amazing atmosphere, and a bathroom that can handle just about anything. It checks the box for everything I look for in a restaurant, and we went back to the hotel and I rushed off to sleep because I was excited for the next morning. We wanted to do a coffee crawl, so I booked the hotel that we stayed in, walking distance from a few coffee shops. And we started off that coffee crawl with a trip to Alta Coffee. Now I'm a big pour over guy, so we got a pour over, and honestly, this first pour over at Alta, I wasn't really that impressed. I'd give it a 5. It wasn't bad by any means. I just thought it was pretty average. Nothing to call home about. Now our next stop was Cat and Cloud.
All right, Evil Kermit. What would you say Cat and Cloud is on a scale of 1 to 10?
If they had a pour over, they would draw out the flavors better. But this as a drip is pretty decent. So I'd give it a 7 in a drip.
Now I personally thought it was okay. I'd give it a 6.5. I forgot that they don't have a pour over. But we didn't get food this time around, and I feel like I need to clarify that my rating's purely off coffee. Because in previous trips to Cat and Cloud, they have a breakfast burrito that's one of the best that I've ever had. So if you want good food and good coffee, go to Cat and Cloud. Lastly, we went to 11th Hour Coffee. It was great. Shellie had me try to take pictures of her.
Shellie just made me get up 3 times to take her picture here, and then just kept saying, be a good boy and do it, and have a good attitude.
And did you?
No.
You didn't. I got a raspberry mocha latte with oat milk. It's very good. Very tasty.
I would rate it a 9.
A 9 or 10. Honestly, one of the better lattes I've had recently.
Yeah. Pro, it's very good. Con, it was almost $10.
Then we got on from our day here. We packed up the hotel room, we got our cameras ready, and we were gonna go for a drive on the coast. We went to grab some lunch and then head to the boardwalk. But I got really angry because it was a nightmare to park for the boardwalk. The restaurant that we wanted to go to was closed, and the boardwalk was closed because it was a weekday in February. So why would it be open when it's February? So we made the most of it. We ate at a taco truck and then relaxed on the beach for a little while. After we got a moment to relax and I had a couple moments to cool down and take a nice long walk on the beach, we went for a walk of the boardwalk. But it felt really weird because there were such little people here. Because in the summer, that place is packed. I felt pretty good about these shots because generally I'm not that great unless I'm in nature. I feel like that's my sweet spot. But I feel like I kind of cracked the code on Cinestill 800T with these shots. I was finally able to get the dynamic range out of film that I've seen on Instagram and in other people's work, and even though I'm not in nature, I'm actually kind of proud of myself for these shots. And it was a bonus that I didn't even have to Photoshop people out of them or feel like a weirdo because I'm just taking pictures of people that I don't know. Well, from here, we would head up to Monterey, specifically Cannery Row.
We're at Cannery Row. Shellie's taking her sweet time at the tide pools and making me wait to get my Ghirardellis. I am a fiend for Ghirardellis.
Hi.
The sun was setting and we grabbed dinner. We were kind of walking around and it was a chill way to end the trip. My favorite photo I took from this section was the one with the seagull on the right-hand side, and he just decided to be the main character in this photo. But I wasn't really pleased with the rest of my photos from this trip. I feel like my framing was off or something. These photos just don't hit right. But we had to close out the night with a little Ghirardellis because the void I feel on the inside will finally disappear if I get my sweet, cherished Ghirardellis.
My life finally has meaning.
Liquid chocolate. Yeah. What about this?
My life has no meaning. My life has meaning. My life has meaning.
I only have two.
I hurt so bad.
They're gone. Did you get your wisdom teeth removed?
Yeah.
Got it.
Did
My
you?
stomach hurts.
Help me. Get on doctor, something. Nurse.